Thank you all for being here and participating in this, and you know, it's huge. This was very rewarding for me, and but it was also very hard. I met a guy out on the parade route who I want to bring up. Tim, come here, Tim.
Sorry, thanks.
In my travels, people say, you know, well, you and Howard Lyman are a one-off. You're an anomaly, you know, to what's going on in the world. This is an exciting time to be alive because people are waking up. Tim is one of these people who's gone through this wake up. But there's a real cost to all of us. I mean, whether you realize it or not, we're all members of a herding society that goes back 10,000 years. We are all so indoctrinated into believing how we view domestic animals and also free living animals as being normal. It's literally a situation where normal is, you know, normal is bad, but we consider it to be good. And the thing is that the costs go way beyond that. I mean, not only does it affect our health, it affects the environment, but I'm half deaf anyway, so, and also affects the animals, but it affects people psychologically too. I mean, that's why the vast majority of North America is so numbed to this message that we have to share, because they are programmed from birth. They're indoctrinated into herding culture, okay? And that's why we don't see it as being something weird. But it takes usually a crisis for us to wake up, unfortunately. I mean, we're crisis management oriented as a society, and, you know, I had my things, and I know Tim did too, but the thing is this affects farm workers. It affects, you know, the people who pick the crops. It affects people who work in meat packing and people who transport animals. And I know the great work that Pig Save and Cow Save has done here, and the things Anita has championed are just unbelievable. And it's a testament to the innate goodness of every human being. Unless you're a psychopath or a sociopath, you're able to change. We're all able to change. If Tim and I can do it, anybody can do it. Really, honestly. I want to give Tim a second to talk about what he wants to talk about.
Hi, Tim. I don't feel I need to justify the horrors that happened to me. The imagination you all have will take care of that. I'm here to address the worker in the slaughterhouse, in the factory farms, who might hear this today, might see it online. I am not a hippie. I'm a goddamn punk rocker, man. I'm a heavy metal freak, and I like horror movies. But if you kill an animal in a horror movie, we're gonna have to have some words. But to the worker, you are better than that. You are not their slave. I have been there. I know what it feels like to go home and drink a 26er of whiskey just so you can get your mind around what you do. I know what it feels like when you're cut on the line and the bosses that be play so many head games with you that you quit. And for really, that's a good thing. But you can't quit. You need money. You need to live. Meat cutters are not monsters. We are real people. We have real feelings. Yes, I will not stand here and defend the whole meat industry and people who work in it. There are sickos in every group of people out there. But I have been there, and there's no reason for the worker to be scared to admit that you're in pain. There is no reason for the worker to sit there and say, I can't do better than this. There is no reason for the worker to say, oh my God, I need a job. Because there will always be jobs. Do you think the powers that be will allow an industry that makes that much money just stop? No. But if you change the product, they're still going to make their money. So just grow carrots. What would you rather do? What would you rather do? Would you rather be out in the sunshine? Maybe you get sunburned. Oh well. But it's better than cutting your fingers off. It's better than going home and swearing and yelling at your children. It's better than doing. It's better than what's the word I'm looking for? Falling to drug addiction. I know it happens because I've done it. And I know if there's any of my other meat cutter friends or fellow coworkers who say, oh, Tim lost his mind, he went soft. Well, God damn it, I'm proud I lost my mind, and I'm proud I went soft. Stand up against the meat industry. You do not have to kill to make money. We can grow plants, make twice as much money. It's just common sense. You can fit how many carrots in a field and how many cows can you fit in a field. So please, to the worker, to anybody who heard me speak today, I hope you can make the connection as I did. Save yourself, save the animals, save the planet, save the world. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. And sometimes people look at people who have done the stuff that we've done. I've worked in meatpacking too. And they say, well, sometimes you're kind of weird. Well, that's because we suffer from PTSD. You can't, there's a lot of scholarship on this now that people who, kill animals for a living or kill animals pretty much at all, it's just a byproduct. It's the same as being a soldier. I actually knew a guy who worked on a kill line in a huge USDA-inspected plant in the United States, and he'd been doing it for like 20 years. I said, how do you last that long? Because they usually don't last long at all. He says, because I see it when I punch that clock, in my head I said, I'm going to war. It's either me or them. And he says, I've had cows bust my ribs, break my jaw, and stuff. He says, I see it as a war. And that's how he dealt with it. And of course he was an alcoholic and beat the crap out of his wife, but those are all byproducts of the violence. And that's what we're about here. We're here to say we got to stop the injustice. It's as Martin Luther King Jr. said, basically, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. And that's why maybe we ought to broaden our thinking on this, in that it's a little bit more than just animal rights. I think these days we should be talking about species rights. I think this is something that the public can wrap their head around. When you say species rights, they go, well, that takes in a lot of what's going on in the world, who lives on this planet. Exactly, because it's not just about the animals, and it's not just about us. It's about every cricket, every worm. It's about all of it, the whole biota. And we've got people who are doing great work in those areas. So I think this is what we're called to do. This is what veganism truly is. As Will Tuttle calls, I love what Will Tuttle calls veganism. He calls it radical inclusion. That's what it is. It's radical inclusion. Nobody is outside our sphere of caring, because we have to care. We care about it all. That's what makes us vegan, is nobody is outside our realm of caring. So again, I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for having the courage to stand up for those who can't advocate for themselves. And, bless you all. This has really touched me to be here.